There's a type of person who notices things most people completely miss. They see the micro-expression when someone lies. They catch the tone shift in a voice message. They spot the pattern that's invisible to everyone else. They walk into a room and instantly read the emotional temperature. To them, the world is in high definition while everyone else is watching in standard definition. They're intelligent, perceptive, and deeply aware. Most people would call this a gift. But if you're that person, you know it feels more like a curse. If that's you, here's what you need to know. Your brain is hijacking your life. Studies show that people with your level of awareness are 3 times more likely to develop anxiety and depression than the general population. This isn't a character flaw. This is your neurology working against you in a world that wasn't designed for how you process information. Here's what's actually happening. Your brain evolved with a threat detection system that kept humans alive in tribes. The person who noticed the predator's ears twitch before everyone else, they survived. The person who didn't, they didn't pass on their genes. So you inherited a hypervigilance machine. Your nervous system is hardwired to scan for danger. Back then that meant spotting actual threats. Now it means analyzing text messages at 2 a.m., replaying conversations from 3 years ago, reading every micro-expression on your boss's face, and running 17 anxiety simulations before the meeting starts. And the worst part? The more you notice, the more your brain becomes convinced it needs to notice more. It's a feedback loop. You're training your nervous system to stay on constant high alert. Your body doesn't distinguish between a prehistoric predator and a vague text from your boss. The stress response is identical. But here's where it gets dangerous. You're assuming everyone else hears what you hear. When someone doesn't notice the obvious thing you picked up on, you don't think they're just not paying attention. You think something's wrong with you. You start feeling like the only person who sees this. Like everyone else is living in blissful ignorance, and you're cursed with awareness. This creates a profound sense of isolation. But listen, you're not cursed. You've been running your superpower on the wrong setting. People with your type of awareness make better decisions, catch problems before they become crises, and understand people at a level most never reach. In relationships, careers, and personal growth, this is invaluable. The problem isn't that you're aware. The problem is that you're aware without a system to manage it. So here's what actually changes things. First, stop trying to be aware of everything. Not every situation needs your full attention. When you're on a date, you're there to connect, not analyze. Close the scanner. Close it. Let yourself just be present for once. Your brain will resist because it's trained to protect you. That resistance is the anxiety talking. Push through it anyway. You'll feel weird. That's the point. Second, separate the moments. Right now you're trying to be present and analyzing at the same time, which is why you're exhausted. At work, stay in the moment. Don't figure out what your boss's silence means. Save that for your commute. Then analyze. Then journal. Then process. But not both at once. Not simultaneously. This one change cuts your mental load in half. Third, and most important, find one person who gets it. Not a therapist necessarily. Not a whole community. Just one person. One friend who understands why you notice things. One space where you don't have to apologize for your brain. Find that. This is non-negotiable. Awareness is only torture in isolation. Here's the truth. Being aware doesn't make you broken. It makes you different. It means you're paying attention to a world most people sleep through. That's not a flaw. That's a feature. But like any powerful tool, it requires discipline. You can't control that you notice things, but you can control what you do with that awareness. Stop apologizing for what you see. Start choosing when to look. That's the shift that changes everything. If you're that person, if you've ever felt like you're the only one noticing things, like your awareness is both your greatest strength and your heaviest burden, comment one thing. What's something you've noticed recently that nobody else seemed to see? Let's build a community where noticing more doesn't make you crazy. It makes you powerful.